everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, your host for today.
And I'm Julia, your co-host. We're so excited you're here with us today. This episode is a powerful one, especially if you've ever had English thoughts in your mind but couldn't say them out loud.
Yes, that happens to so many learners. You're thinking in English. You've got the sentence in your head. But when it's time to speak, boom, your mind goes blank.
Exactly. So today's topic is called Turn English Thoughts into Real Conversations, and we're going to help you learn how to do just that, step by step.
We'll talk about why this happens, how to overcome the fear or mental block, and what strategies you can use every single day to train your brain and your mouth to work together.
Plus, we'll even act out some quick, real-life role plays to show you how to move from a thought to a real conversation. And we'll share stories from other learners just like you.
So whether you're a beginner or just shy when speaking, stay tuned. This episode is full of practical tips, real examples, and a boost of motivation to help you speak with confidence.
All right, let's get started. First up, why is it so easy to think in English but so hard to speak it?
So, Julia, let's begin with the big question. Why is it so easy for learners to think in English, but so hard to say what they're thinking?
That's a great question, Jason. And honestly, it happens to almost every learner at some point. One reason is that thinking is passive. It's quiet and private. But speaking is active. You need to produce the words, manage grammar, pronunciation, and maybe even deal with fear or pressure from others.
Right. Thinking in English feels safe. No one's listening. No one's judging. But when you open your mouth to speak, your brain suddenly goes, "Wait, what if I make a mistake?"
Exactly. That fear of making mistakes, sounding silly, or being too slow, it can stop people from speaking, even when they know what they want to say.
Another thing is processing speed. When you think, you're not under time pressure. But in conversation, you need to respond quickly. So even if the sentence is in your head, your brain might not be ready to send it to your mouth in real time.
Yes, and here's another reason: lack of speaking practice. Many learners read and listen a lot. That's great. But if you don't practice speaking, your brain doesn't build that fast connection between your thoughts and your tongue.
It's like going to the gym and only watching videos instead of lifting weights. You understand the exercises, but your muscles don't grow until you do them.
Haha, I love that. And the same thing happens with English. You can understand grammar, remember vocabulary, and still feel stuck when it's time to speak.
Also, many learners worry about grammar perfection when speaking. So they pause too much, trying to find the perfect sentence. And the moment passes.
Yes, but conversation isn't about perfection. It's about connection. We all make mistakes. Even native speakers. What matters is expressing your idea clearly, not perfectly.
So true. So, if you're listening right now and you feel like your English thoughts are trapped in your head, don't worry. You're not alone. This is totally normal.
And the good news is, you can train your brain to turn those thoughts into real speech. That's what we'll talk about next, a step-by-step guide to unlock your speaking.
Let's go there now. Get ready to learn how to turn silent thoughts into real conversations, one step at a time. All right, now let's talk about how to actually turn your English thoughts into real speech. Julia, where should learners start?
Step 1 is simple but powerful. Start small. Don't try to speak long, perfect sentences from the beginning. Start with short, clear ideas. For example, instead of saying, "I would like to know what time the next train arrives," just say, "What time is the next train?"
Yes, Short and simple is better than long and stressful. It builds confidence. So step 2 is speak out loud, even when you're alone.
Oh, yes. Talk to yourself in English at home. Describe what you're doing. I'm making tea. Now I'm reading a book. It may feel silly at first, but it trains your brain to move from thought to speech smoothly.
Exactly. This helps your mouth get used to the sound of English. Think of it like muscle memory. You're building a bridge between your thoughts and your voice.
Step 3 is use thinking in chunks instead of word by word. Don't think, how do I say this word now, the next word? Instead, practice full expressions like, can I help you? I'm not sure about that, or I'd love to go.
Yes, these are called sentence frames or patterns. You can mix and match them with your own words. For example, I'd love to travel, or I'd love to try sushi.
Right. Step 4 is practice speaking with the words you already know. Don't wait until you learn more vocabulary. Use what's in your head now.
You don't need fancy words. Everyday English is enough. A native speaker might say, I'm tired, not I'm completely exhausted from a demanding day. Simple works.
Step 5. Think in English on purpose. For example, when you're walking, try to name things in English in your mind: blue car, tall man, cold air. Then, say one or two of them out loud.
That's a great tip. And here's step 6. Record yourself speaking. Just your phone is enough. Talk about your day for 1 minute. Then listen back, not to criticize, but to notice what you said well and where you paused.
Recording yourself is like having a private coach. You'll start to hear your progress, and over time, your pauses will get shorter. Your speech will become smoother.
Step 7 is repeat out loud what you hear in English podcasts, YouTube videos, or movies. This is called shadowing. You listen to one sentence, then pause and repeat it the same way.
It's like copying a native speaker's rhythm, tone, and flow. This connects your ear to your mouth, which helps you speak more naturally.
So let's review the steps quickly. Start small and simple. Speak out loud alone. Think in chunks, not word by word. Use the words you already know. Think in English in daily life. Record and listen to yourself. Shadow native speakers.
And remember, don't rush. Each step helps you turn your thoughts into speech, little by little. Be patient and keep practicing.
All right, now that we've talked about the steps, how about we try them in action? Coming up next, we'll do some fun mini role plays that show exactly how to go from thought to conversation. All right, now it's time to bring everything to life. We're going to show you how to take English thoughts and turn them into real conversations using short, simple role plays.
Yes, these are easy, everyday situations. You'll hear the thought first, what the learner is thinking in their head, and then we'll show you how to speak it out loud naturally.
Let's go! Here's the first one. I want a coffee, maybe with milk, not too expensive.
Hi, can I get a small coffee with milk, please?
Nice and simple. Not perfect grammar, but totally natural.
I think he's new here. Maybe I should say hello.
Hi, are you new here? I'm Jason.
That's a great start to a conversation. One small question turns into connection.
I don't understand this word, maybe I should ask.
Excuse me, what does schedule mean?
Boom! English thought, real question, real learning.
I was busy, I studied, I walked with my dog.
Today was busy. I studied for 2 hours and walked my dog in the evening.
Just say what happened. Keep it short, clear, and personal.
I want to go to the park. Maybe she wants to go too.
Hey, do you want to go to the park with me later?
Nice and friendly. You see how a simple thought becomes a real conversation?
I like that movie. It was funny and exciting.
I really liked the movie. It was funny and exciting.
Speaking your thoughts is just about using what's in your head, nothing fancy.
So, listeners, these were quick examples of how your everyday English thoughts can turn into simple, real conversations.
And you can practice this too. Just take one thought a day and try saying it out loud in English.
Or write it down and speak it in front of a mirror. It's all about building the habit.
And remember, your goal is not to sound perfect. It's to be understood and confident.
Exactly. Coming up next, we'll talk about common mental blocks that stop learners from speaking and how to overcome them. So far, we've talked about how to turn English thoughts into speech, and we've even done some role plays. But now, let's talk about something that often stops learners: mental blocks.
Yes, these are the invisible things that make you freeze, forget, or just stay silent even when you know the words.
Right. Let's go through the most common blocks and what learners can do to break them. This is the big one. What if I say something wrong? What if people laugh? Sound familiar?
Very. But here's the truth. Mistakes are part of learning. No one speaks perfectly all the time, not even native speakers.
Absolutely. Instead of thinking, don't make a mistake, think, let me try. That's how I grow.
And most people respect you for trying. They're not judging, they're listening.
Here's another block: trying to translate every word from your native language before you speak.
Yes, it slows you down and makes you overthink. You don't need to translate. You need to train your brain to speak directly in English.
Start small. Use words and phrases you already know in English. The more you practice speaking in English, the less you'll need to translate.
This one's tricky. Some learners think, I shouldn't speak unless it's perfect. But perfection is the enemy of progress.
Exactly. If you wait to be perfect, you'll never speak. Focus on being clear, not perfect.
Yes, fluency comes from using the language, not waiting to master it first.
Have you ever had a thought in English, and then someone talks to you, and your mind goes totally blank?
Totally normal. That's pressure and nerves. Your brain just needs practice handling those moments.
To fix this, practice short responses to common questions. Train your brain with automatic answers like, how are you? I'm good. Thanks. You? What do you do? I'm a student.
Exactly. These small wins help your brain stay calm and ready. This one hides in the background. Learners sometimes think, my English isn't good enough to talk.
But here's the truth. You learn to speak by speaking. Waiting until you're ready doesn't work.
You are good enough to start now. Every sentence you say makes you better. Confidence grows from action.
So let's recap. The most common mental blocks are fear of mistakes, translating everything, perfection pressure, freezing under pressure, low confidence.
And the way to beat them? Practice out loud, stay positive, speak often, and accept mistakes as part of the journey.
Coming up next, we'll give you daily practice techniques you can start using today to speak more freely and naturally. All right, now it's time for one of our favorite parts: daily practice techniques you can use to speak English more confidently and naturally, starting today.
Yes, these are simple, powerful habits that don't take much time, but they bring big results if you stay consistent.
Let's dive in. Practice tip 1. Talk to yourself in English.
This one's easy, and you can do it anywhere. For example, when you wake up, try saying your plans in English. Today, I'm going to school. I have a test. I'll study later.
You don't need a partner for this. You're just training your mouth and brain to work together. Even 5 minutes a day helps.
Practice tip 2. Use the mirror method.
Yes, stand in front of a mirror and speak. Look yourself in the eye. It builds confidence and helps with pronunciation and body language.
You can practice simple topics like, What did I do today? What do I like to eat? What is my favorite movie?
Practice tip 3. Record yourself speaking.
Open your phone and record 1 minute of you speaking. Talk about your day, your plans, your feelings, anything.
Then listen back. Not to judge, but to notice. Are your sentences clear? Did you pause too much? What sounded good?
This helps you self-correct and build awareness.
Practice tip 4. Repeat after native speakers.
Yes, this is called shadowing. Choose a YouTube video, podcast, or TV show. Play one sentence. Pause. Repeat it out loud exactly the same way.
Copy the rhythm, the tone, the pronunciation. It's like training your speaking muscles with a coach.
Practice tip 5. Join speaking challenges or apps.
There are great apps like Hello Talk, Tandem, or Speak, where you can speak with real people. Or join daily speaking challenges on social media.
If you can't find a partner, even just leaving voice messages in English groups can be great practice.
Practice tip 6. Use question of the day.
Each morning, ask yourself one English question like, what made me smile yesterday? What do I want to learn this week? Then speak your answer out loud.
One question a day keeps your English brain active. And it's a fun way to express yourself.
So here's a quick recap. Talk to yourself in English, speak in front of a mirror. Record and listen to yourself. Shadow native speakers. Join speaking apps or challenges. Ask and answer one daily question.
And remember, you don't need hours. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day makes a big difference if you stay consistent.
Small steps, every day. That's how you turn English thoughts into real conversations.
Coming up next, we'll share real learner stories. People just like you, who turned daily practice into real speaking success. We've shared lots of tips and practice ideas. But now, let's bring it to life with some real stories from English learners around the world.
Yes, these are people just like you who felt nervous, got stuck, or thought they'd never speak, but they kept going and now they're speaking with confidence.
Let's start with Ahmed from Egypt. He told us that for years he could read English books and understand movies. But when it came to speaking, he froze.
Yes, he said he always thought, what if I make a mistake? But then he started using the mirror method every morning, just 5 minutes a day.
In just 3 months, he built confidence. Now, he talks with tourists in Cairo and even gives directions in English.
Now let's talk about Lien, a student from Vietnam. She loved English but was too shy to speak in class.
She began recording herself every night, answering one question a day in English. At first, she hated hearing her voice, but after a few weeks, she started smiling when she listened.
And guess what? She became one of the top speakers in her class presentations. Her teacher was so proud.
Samuel is a great example, too. He joined a speaking challenge on an app where he had to send a voice message every day.
He told us it was scary at first, but soon he made friends from other countries and was speaking every day without stress.
Now, he even helps new learners build their speaking confidence. That's the power of practice.
These stories show us one thing. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going.
Exactly. These learners weren't experts. They just took small steps every day. And you can too.
Coming up next, our final recap and a boost of motivation to keep your English journey strong.
All right, friends. We've reached the end of today's episode. Let's do a quick recap.
Yes, today we talked about how to turn English thoughts into real conversations. We started with why it's hard to speak even when you're thinking in English.
Then we shared a step-by-step guide to train your brain and mouth to work together. After that, we showed you how it works with mini role plays.
We also talked about mental blocks, like fear, perfection, and overthinking, and how to overcome them with the right mindset.
And don't forget those daily practice techniques: mirror talk, self-recording, shadowing, and more.
Plus, we heard some amazing stories from learners around the world who turned fear into fluency.
Now it's your turn. Don't wait. Speak out loud today, even just one sentence.
Your English voice is already inside you. All it needs is practice, patience, and positivity.
You've got this. We believe in you, and we'll be right here with you every step of the way.
Thanks for listening to the English Learning Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend and keep the conversation going.
Until next time, keep speaking, keep growing, and stay confident.